So today is Monday, March 31st, last day of the month, and our little maize plants here that we've been watching are 7 days old this afternoon. They're coming along really well. There are plants that are, they're one full collar, and there's some that are really close to having a second collar. I'm sure if we watch them, they will this afternoon. The projects we're going to do today is we're going to finish up the last of the ammonium sulfate that Logan started yesterday on the field. And then we're going to plant our soybeans. We were going to inoculate them with a rhizobia inoculant that fixes nitrogen seed treatment, and we can't find any, so we're going to make an adjustment that way. We did a couple germination tests on the seed, and we are in that 75 to 85% germination, so we're going to have to bump up our seeding rate a little bit. So we'll get those projects done today. So these were laying on the ground this morning by the building site, like giant maple seeds. Came off of one of these trees. They're very large. I don't know what they weigh, but really kind of cool. I have to find out what the tree is called that these came from. I'll find out. A lot of the roofs in Ghana are sheet metal with aluminum instead of tin, like what you'd use in the United States, or steel. Cheaper, lighter, works really well. And they have bauxite mines where the ore is mined, and that's what becomes aluminum. I'm not sure if they process the bauxite in country or if they send it out and have it processed and sent back. I'm not real sure. So we're making the first pass around the outside of the field. A rock or a stick got wedged up, broke the valve stem, and the tire went flat. So now we're gonna go get the tire fixed. We're either going to the shop or coming from the shop some days. Chameleon. Oh, you're just... Look at that.
Get out of there before we go.
Oh yeah, we might get run over.
All the kids are like, what is that brownie doing?
Oh, that's cool.
Small boys get the small tires. Big non-big tires, small boy, small tire. Where are you, boss? Okay.
That is his second chicken to be eating styrofoam. I've never seen that before. We're back at that tire shop. Couldn't find an inner tube in town, so we're back here. They're gonna patch the ones that have a hole in them. Stopped and picked up some chicken and jollof rice. Wasn't too spicy for me. It's pretty good. What do you think, Chief?
They just got to hold there for the rest of the day, so let's see what they can figure out. There's two, like an 8-year-old boy and a 10-year-old boy up there patching our tube, so let's see how it goes.
I think they know what they were doing. They looked like they were knowing what they were doing before.
Yeah.
This tire that we're sitting on, see all the patches in it? It's kind of like they sew them back together, keep them going as long as they can, and then it just only goes so long.
They rebuilt the bead even.
Holy cow.
Wow.
So they had the rim laying on the ground, sort of on that inner tube. Not quite. They got a piece of rock and paper. We could start over.
Go into YouTube straight.
So it's a little after 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Got some big storm clouds in the west. Hopefully they get here. We've got another full lap around the field on these soybeans. First ones we've planted. They could really use the rain. We're getting them down to moisture, just barely. Get them trash wheels clearing a path. Don't want to have too much of a trench because sometimes we can get really heavy rains when it does rain. Last week before last, they had 1.4 inches of rain in less than 30 minutes. Most of it was about 20 minutes, so really don't want to have the beans as deep as we're planting them down to moisture and also in a channel that the trash wheels have left, so we'll be okay. So a little bit of plant physiology, as well as I can explain it anyway, is that most of the soybeans we grow in the United States are called indeterminate. We plant them in the spring, in April, May. They grow vegetatively, and then when the day length starts to get shorter, the end of June, they start to flower. So they will flower and have vegetation growth at the same time. These soybeans at the equator, where we're basically the shortest day of the year in December is 11 hours and 40 minutes. The longest day is 12 hours and 20 minutes. So there's not that day length change trigger for these soybeans. So these are considered determinate soybeans. So these plants will grow vegetatively until some trigger. I'm not sure. It's kind of like, it'll be kind of like field corn. Field corn grows by heat units, and so I don't know if soybeans must do the same thing. Something that's new, we're trying to learn. And so these soybeans, we don't know anything about them, so we don't know how long it'll take for them to grow and then start to flower. We also don't know anything about what the variety is as far as standability. So we're planting these at what we think is kind of a moderate population along with our germination. So we don't want to overplant them because we don't want them to fall down and lodge, and because these are going to be harvested by hand because we don't have a platform head to harvest them. So this is a nice little experiment. It goes from here. It's a kind of a triangle. It's an odd shaped area. It goes over the shipping container. I think they were guessing at about 8 acres, so we'll know. We've got a monitor on the planter so Travis will know when he finishes.